because I'm from FTII, so all of my crew, they just came for free to work on the film. It's because you have this support, you feel the courage that, okay, we can do something like this. These smaller films, we don't have big names associated, so sometimes they don't even see these films. So if I'll make a next film, hopefully they'll see the whole film. Yeah, it was difficult because it was very cold, first of all. So we were the only people who were out in the streets, we and some dogs. We were just shooting.
Maisam, it's such a pleasure to have you on Film Companion, and many congratulations on having your film in retreat in the Acid Sidebar. First Indian film to make it to the Acid Sidebar. What's the festival been like for you so far?
I just came 2 days back, so it's new for me, of course, overwhelming and everything. But yeah, I'm looking forward to a good premiere of the film.
You know what I found most interesting about the movie is how deliberately you leave things unanswered, right? This is the story of a man who goes back home for a funeral and cannot go back into the home, but you don't tell us why he left. They're key things, and I think that kind of adds to the mystery, but also adds to the sadness in the movie, because you don't really get specific answers. Tell me about choosing to do that.
Yeah, I think it was a risk, of course. It's a challenging thing to do. You're always scared that it might not land up where you want it to be. But at the same time, I also felt like, it also makes the film universal. It has a risk, as I said, but it can also make it more universal in that sense. And of course, it adds to the mystique and all those things as well. Yeah.
But did you, when you were writing it, did you sort of struggle with kitna batao, kitna nahi?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a script thing you're talking about. I was always scared ki should we have more information. There were also more informations which I could have included. But then I thought this is how the structure of the film and it's holding. Whatever it is giving out, it's working well in this sort of setup.
Yeah. You also, of course, take the decision to not give us the picture postcard, touristy version of Ladakh.
Right.
The whole film is set there, but we never see sort of the gorgeous mountains, we're instead seeing, in fact, how cramped lives are, the narrow spaces, whereas like the typical outsider view is that, oh my God, it's all beauty.
Yeah.
Tell me about making that decision.
So little silly also choices, but in the sense like, as you said, like when you are from Ladakh, or for that matter, if you are from any touristic place, the images, the representation, whatever images you see of that place, it can, it plays on the people who are living there also, right? So images.
And you've lived there all your life?
I've lived for like 7, 8, 9 years.
Okay, so sort of formative years were spent in.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So for me, it was important not to have those images, because those images are like touristic and it doesn't have real expressionistic value, I felt. And when I'm doing my film, I'm basically trying to do a personal film, so it will have my own sort of personal gaze, and didn't want to shoot like wide shots or things like that. Even the decision to shoot in night was also one of these sort of little radical decisions. I don't want to show beauty. I want to do the film in the night. Of course, the script also demanded,
But tell me about shooting at night, because I mean, you say you don't want to shoot beauty, but Maisam, the truth is, it's a very sort of visually evocative film. There is beauty there.
Yeah.
What the DOP Ashok Meena has done is there's a sort of grim beauty in it, right?
Yeah.
How difficult was it to shoot? Like most of it, almost entirely takes place at night, or one night, right? How hard was that?
Yeah, it was difficult because you have been to Ladakh also. It was very cold, first of all.
When did you shoot it? Which Mahina?
It was October, November.
So that's pretty cold.
Yeah, very cold. There were nobody out on the streets except.
And you
this
shot in and around Leh mostly?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were the only people who were out in the streets, we and some dogs. And nobody cared also of permissions or anything like that. We were just
shooting,
and people thinking that these are some crazy people or something like that.
How long was the shoot?
So there was one schedule which happened during October, November. Then there was another schedule which happened in April, May types. Yeah.
Now, it's amazing to me that this year has been such a stellar year for FTII in Cannes. I mean, you and Payal Kapadia were classmates, right? There's, of course, seniors. Nasruddin Shah was here with Manthan. Shivendra Dungarpur, who restored Manthan, is also FTII. Chidanand Naik is in the last NF. Tell me about when you and Payal were at the film school. And I know that it was an extremely sort of turbulent time as well. But was this a dream? Was there ever a conversation, someday we go to Cannes?
Not Cannes, but yeah, like everyone wants to do their best. Like there are my other batchmates are also as talented. It's only they might not have gotten the right opportunity. I'm sure they'll also make their films. But yeah, this is the kind of thing which we are taught that, after you finish film school, you have to have your first feature film, and it is important, your first debut feature film.
Yeah.
So that, I think most of us were sort of clear that, the first feature film has to be, we have to do it good. Yeah.
Of course. But a film like this, Maisam, which is not obviously adhering to the mainstream narrative, right? It's like you said, you're making personal cinema. Yeah. You're making cinema that is not comforting, right? This is a film that leaves you with a lot of questions, with a lot of sort of, like I said, sadness, right?
Right.
What was the challenge of actually putting together the financing of it?
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, like, in the sense, like, I just wanted to do this film and I got lucky with, I've just been lucky to find right people who thought it's interesting and they supported me. Like, I'm grateful for them. So it's
but
like
do you through this journey, do you have any insights that you can share for other filmmakers? Like, I don't know, what's the hustle like? What's the way to do it?
It's very difficult for sure. For if you're not very rich and all, so it's difficult because you're working on a very limited budget. And the good thing for me, because I'm from FTI, so all of my crew, they just came for free to work on the film.
Really?
Yeah, and after a point they were like, this is going too much. You are making us come again and again, and we are not able to pay our rents in Bombay. But they, because of their support, passion, and it's a team effort. Like, it's because of the collaboration. I don't think so. If I was not at FTI, I would not imagine that these many people would come together for a film. No, it's because you have this support. You feel the courage that, okay, we can do something like this.
Which is so wonderful.
Yeah.
But do you have a plan for the film? Obviously, being shown here in Cannes is giving you a leg up. Do you have any plans for releasing in India? How do you get it to a wider public?
Yeah, right now, we are trying to get as much festivals, and if we can also get some limited releases in some territories, and slowly maybe, I don't know, what could be the avenues in India. Like, OTT is one place, but I don't know, it might be a difficult film for them. So of course we want the film to reach wider audience, but at the same time I wanted to do my own film. That's important. So that's the only thing I can do. So apart from that, we are trying our best to make it reach people, of course.
And will you take it back to Ladakh and show it there?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, and what's next for you?
I don't have lots of ideas. I don't I'm like a writer director, so it's so much fun to create from scratch. So as I'm still young, I want to try something like that again, in the sense. So I have an idea. It will take time to develop, and yeah.
And does the fact that your first idea has come to this festival give you confidence and freedom to be more daring?
Absolutely. Yeah. If I come here enough, and after that I cannot do, if I suddenly become more accessible, because I would like to give it one more chance and push, as you say. I would try that, and I'll have more confidence also. Other people will also have confidence, and hopefully they'll at least see my film. Sometimes what happens also is these smaller films, we don't have big names associated, so sometimes they don't even see these films. If you just see the 10-minute of my film, you can't maybe get a sense of this film, right? So you have to see the whole film. So if I'll make a next film, hopefully they'll see the whole film, like they'll at least give me a chance. So that's something positive, yeah.
Absolutely. All best, and I hope you have a wonderful premiere.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been watching FC at Cannes 2024 in association with entertainment partner Airtel Xstream Fiber, beauty partner Lakme, podcast partner Amazon Music, and travel partner Air France.